Okay folks, so this is the DJI Neo. Okay, I purchased this, so the video has not been sponsored, and this has to be the smallest DJI drone I have ever seen, coming in at a measly 135 grams. Now this is available as a standalone unit, which is the option I've chosen. This will come with the drone and a battery, but not a controller, or you can get the combo pack, which includes an additional 2 batteries, the charging hub, and the RC N3 controller, which is the controller where you put your phone in. And if I do want to connect the controller to it, I have the controller from my Mini 4 Pro, which is actually compatible with the DJI Neo. So these two can hook up together. Or heck, because I have the Avata 2, I can even connect the Neo here to the version 3 goggles, which are bundled with the Avata 2. I can actually fly this thing FPV. I think that is going to be a lot of fun, especially if I do want to capture indoor shots. Remember, there's no obstacle avoidance here, so I think the goggles will actually open up a whole extra space for you. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. You don't need a controller at all. You don't even need a phone to operate this thing. There are quick start buttons directly on the device itself, right on the drone, so that you can use that to capture shots. And wow, this thing is small. Before I even take it out of the bag, I can see that this thing is small. Take a look at that, guys. And just to compare that, I'm going to be honest, I don't have the largest hands, but as you can see, the drone is smaller than my hand. So the prop guards are already pre-installed. I thought I was going to have to fit those myself, so one less hassle there. And the battery is situated in the back. We can see up here we have the mode button along with some icons showing us the functionality that we can activate just with this mode button. Again, we don't need anything such as a phone or a controller if we don't want to. Yes, those things are going to bring enhanced functionality when flying the Neo, but they're not essential. And just removing the gimbal protector here, we have the 4K capable camera, which can also record up to 30 frames per second at that 4K resolution. Elsewhere in the box, we have our documentation, along with some spare props, a screwdriver for installing the new props if we need it, and the USB-C to USB-C charging cable. Now, DJI are of course using their Neo to try and upsell you to purchase their 65-watt charger adapter. I don't actually own that myself, but I do own an Anker adapter, which supports up to 100 watts, so I should be able to get the maximum fast charging that the Neo is capable of. Okay, so I've just popped outside, thought we could give this our first flight attempt. Now, it is recommended, especially for your first flight, that you find a big open space. This isn't really a big open space, but I'm going to be careful. So let's go ahead and remove the gimbal protector. Now, you don't need to install any kind of SD card here. There is 22 gigabytes of storage built in, okay, which will allow up to, I think it's 40 minutes of footage at 4K 30 frames per second. And so to turn this on, it's just a short followed by a long tap. So short followed by a long tap on the battery button. We'll get the bleep. There we go. And now we have the mode button up here, which by default is going to be set on the follow me mode option, but there are obviously other flight options here, including droney, rocket, even a custom mode as well. In order to switch the mode, you just use the mode button here, just tap that and that will cycle through them. And then when you hold that down, that will begin the flight in the mode that you have selected. So yeah, we'll keep it in follow me for now. Make sure the gimbal protector is off and that the camera is pointed towards you. And with that done, we're going to hold the mode button down. And yeah, let's get started with our first flight here.
Medium. Follow. 3, 2, 1.
There we go. So hopefully you guys can see this. The actual default follow me mode is 3 meters. So I need to back away by 3 meters for the Neo to actually follow me, but it is doing so. And I can straight away tell that the flight stability here is very good. It's not very windy at the moment, but because of the GPS lock as well, the Neo is just that stable. So let's move around here. I'll record on my phone so you can see what it's doing. And I do need to be a little bit careful of some of the obstacles that are around here. I'd rather not crash on my first flight. The drone will not fly backwards, okay? So if you approach the drone, then it will stay in its position. It will not fly backwards in the follow me mode, which is obviously helpful because you don't want to approach it and then have it crash. I'm interested to see how this 4K 30 frames per second footage looks as well. Let's head over here. And yeah, the drone's done a fantastic job of following me. So I'm going to move around it at this point. Again, it won't fly backwards. So we'll bring it back into the shot of my main camera. Yeah, this is my very first time flying the Neo, and it is a heck of a lot of fun. Okay, right, landing. All we need to do to land the drone is literally extend our palm, hold it under the drone, and the drone should detect that in order to commence the landing. How easy is that? That is incredible. That was so fun. My very first flight here lasted about 2 minutes, but the functions here work so well. And when I put my palm under, there was no hesitation there, straight down into a landing, no issue at all. So I'm in a bit more of an open space here. Let's switch the mode over into the rocket mode.
Rocket.
Okay, so this will take the Neo straight up in the air. So just make sure that the space above you is cleared, of course. So again, let's go ahead, make sure that the Neo is facing and hold that button down for a moment.
4 meters. Rocket. 3, 2, 1.
So we've got a 4-meter setting there by default for the rocket. And let's go ahead and film that. Okay, there she goes. Wow, I was not expecting this kind of flight stability for a drone at this price point. And 135 grams too, it's important to put that into context. So I'm guessing in heavy winds, the Neo is going to struggle a little bit, but in today's current situation, it's not bad at all. Okay, is she coming down? Yes, there she comes. Okay, so back to the original starting position. So once more, I'll just extend my palm here. And down she comes. Oh, I can't get over how simple this is. So folks, there we have it, the DJI Neo, probably the smallest drone that DJI have ever released in the consumer space at just 135 grams. And at a price point that I feel is going to be attractive to many, many people, especially brand new drone flyers and beginners that perhaps are just thinking about entering the hobby. This is going to be a great starter option for you to trial out. Do you think this is going to be a great fit into DJI's lineup? Does it fit a space, a gap in the market? Or do you think it wasn't necessary? But thanks so much for checking out the video. I'll catch you next time.